Hey you guys, it's me, your teacher, Miss Ayat. I wanted to go over chapter one, or actually topic one today. I'm going to be doing three videos on YouTube for you guys to watch. I'm going to try to be short, go in brief, and just explain about each one. As you can see here right now, I'm on Moodle for you guys just to see how it looks like. There's a syllabus, the academic calendar. So we have an icebreaker that's due, a general fraction quiz, and a PowerPoint. I did get a couple of people saying there's problems with some of the quizzes that they say the answers were not correct. Please screenshot those. I think you can go back and show me because I actually upload them from a system, so it's not something I created. It was already created by the book, so I just have to upload and kind of set it all up. So reach out if you feel there's something wrong with the quizzes. So I have chapter one open right now. I'm just going to go over a little bit about it, take some notes, go over the most important aspect about it. And like I said, I'm going to try to be short with these videos because I know a lot of you don't like long videos. They're just hard to watch. You know, just to explain about it. It's loading right now. So all these are actually available on your Moodle. I posted them, and I'm also going to be posting these videos for you guys on them for each of these topics. Okay. Sorry, it's taking too long. I don't know why. Let's do this again. Oh, okay. Okay, sweet. So this is the newer edition for the book. I know you guys don't have the book, but these are actually the PowerPoints from the newer edition. Sorry, it's just trying to upload all these. It's taking just too much time. Okay, that's good. So I'm just gonna go and go over a little bit of, you know, basics. Trying to. Okay, so as you can see here, this is just a basic addition and you know, properties of inequality. So as you can see here, if A equals B, then whatever you do on one side, you have to do the other side. That's kind of like a rule we all know in math, that if you have the equal sign separates two items. So if you're using and balancing something, you would have to do anything for both sides. So it's kind of like whatever you do on this side, you have to do on that side. That's kind of basic algebra. I'm just going to go over some of that. So this is kind of a basic rule when we're thinking of it. I think I uploaded the slides for the fractions on the wrong spot. I'll have to double check on that, but the fractions is just an overview. It's a basic kind of quiz, just to refresh your skills. So I don't think there is actually slides for it, but I'll double check. So this is actually for the topic 2. A linear equation. So what's the definition of a linear equation? So a linear equation is one with one variable. So what's one variable? One variable is actually x. So x, y, z, whatever terminology is actually called one variable. A is a constant number and B is a constant number. So this, as you can see here, there's a rule where A and B have to be real numbers, because if A equals 0, in this case, you can see it's not equal to 0, if it equals 0, then there's actually no linear equation, okay? A linear first degree one, so we're going to talk about first degree, second degree, or whatsoever. A first degree one where it actually is, there is, this is a linear equation you can see here, right here. This is a linear one where it's just real numbers. A non-linear equation, it has non-real numbers. And so example for non-real numbers, you can see here, if I could go down a little bit, is where x, I'm sorry, where x, you can see x here. This is a nonlinear one because there's an x squared. So this is a nonlinear one because of the square root. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. So again, these are just quick examples, solving a linear equation. So this is just number one about the first way to solve a linear equation. So this is, as you can see here, this is our equation. It's a little bit complex, right? Just gonna go and do a simple one. So let's say x plus 4 equals 5, right? This is just a simple linear equation, right? Right here. So what would be the first step if we want to solve this simple one? It would be x. And then if we want to do one thing to one side and the other thing, so we would do minus, this is plus 4. So we would do minus 4, right? And like I said before, whatever you do to one side, you have to do the other side. So it would be 5 minus 4, right? And the simple one would be x equals 1, right? This is just a simple one-step kind of way. So this is a more, like I could say, a more advanced one, or not advanced, but it's just, it has more steps to it. So the step one is the distributive property. What's the distributive property? I know some of you know it, some of you don't. The distributive property is, so if you have parentheses, anytime you have parentheses, this sign, you're going to think of something called the distributive property. The distributive property, anything outside here of these parentheses, you would have to spread it out. I always use this, so you spread it inside the parentheses, okay? So we have one here, and we have, we don't have anything out here, right? Well, is there or is there isn't? There actually is, because there is an imaginary 1 right here. You don't realize that. So anytime there's a negative sign, there's actually a negative 1. So when we distribute it, we take the 3, we just multiply each forms, and then a negative 1 here, we spread it out here, right? So it would be 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times negative 4 is negative 12, equals, right? There's the equal sign right here. The 7 stays as is, and there's a negative 1 that we have to distribute, so it's a negative x and negative 5. So now we do combine like terms. Anything that's alike, we put them together. So we put the x's together on one side, and we put the numbers on one side. So there's an x here, as you can see here, right? And there's x's here. So let's move the small x to the other side, leave the largest x to one side and the small x on the other side. So we're going to move this to this side, right? It would become a plus, which is a 7x. And then we would move this term over here to 5, and then it would be a plus 12 both sides, leaving us to 7x equals 14. After we combine like terms, we have to have x individually. We divide 7, and we divide 7 here, and then x equals 2. This is a simple one. I would recommend going over it to kind of refreshing your skills on that. Check. So this is a really great example. Again, these slides are really great. It just goes over it. These are another one. This is another example I would go over for you guys, same way. So a lot of us hate fractions, right? It's just something complex. So when we see fractions, we're like, oh my God, I hate this, right? So you just, when you deal with fractions, try to, do the easiest way, whatever works for you. Some people convert it to a decimal, right? Some people just divide it and get decimals for numbers. So try to figure out the best way to figure it out. This way, you don't have to follow. This is just one of the ways. So always know in math, there's multiple ways. You don't have to do the multiple common factor, right? This is not obligated, by you. You can do it any way you want to. So if you want to keep it as fractions, you can, right? So you can just say 2 over 3x, right? Plus 4 over 3x, and you would just convert these to decimals. And if that's easier on you, just do that. Or you can do the common factor. Just don't get stressed when you see fractions, assuming you have to do it this methodology. That is for today. I'm going to continue going on these, like I said, I want to do these short YouTubes. Again, I don't want to be too long. This is just how to start and work on it. I'm going to start again. I'm going to continue on these, like I said, short ones, the ones that I feel that are important, the most important slides. So take care and make sure you do all your work.